One of the biggest challenges for people considering starting a business is that they keep thinking like an employee instead of like an owner, and I want to talk about that problem now.
Subscribe now.
So I was recently talking to a couple of different people that were asking me about starting a business and how they might do that with limited funds. And I told both of them that there's so many ideas out there that don't take a lot to start. It could be a driveway cleaning business. It can be a car detailing business. There's lots of businesses out there that just take very little equipment to start. You could even begin with used equipment. You just got to get going. But in the course of conversations with these guys, I could really tell that they were thinking like employees still instead of thinking like a business owner. And I want to talk about a couple specific ways people often do this. The first thing is that people often think like an employee instead of a business owner when it comes to work time. So how does it work with an employee? They show up at work at a specific time that they have to be there. They clock in. They work their day, and then they clock out. That's it. They're trading their time for money. Mostly that's a specific amount per hour, and then that adds up to a paycheck at the end of each pay period. So when they go to start a business, they're still often in that mindset, if it's their first business, in terms of trading time for dollars. You gotta stop thinking like that if you want to be a business owner. You see, the difference between employees and business owners is that employees trade their personal time for dollars, whereas owners trade other people's time for dollars. So often the way this looks practically is people will say, you know, I just don't have the cash in the bank to be able to take the risk of starting a business. I still need to keep working my job, or at least a part-time job, in order to sustain things while I build the business and the new business starts to make money. It's going to take you a bit longer because you're not going to have as much time and energy to be able to put in the business, but at least you know you still have a paycheck coming in as the business starts to make more and more money. But often people don't realize that while they're working as an employee, trading their time for dollars, as a business owner starting a new business, they could still trade other people's time for money. So what I mean, so let's say that somebody has decided to start a business doing car detailing, and they get a new customer. What are they gonna do? They're still working. The customer wants their car done during work hours. So what they need to do is find somebody else that's gonna wash that car, detail that car, make it look great while they're at work. And then they're gonna be, as a business owner, trading that person's time in order to make money detailing that car. So as a business owner, you really need to think about how you can leverage other people's time to help you make more money. I mentioned this to one of the people that I talked to about starting a new business, and they said, well, sure, I would do that if I had the money to be able to pay them and to hire full-time employees, but I got barely enough to pay my own bills. There's no way I could afford an employee as well. And this comes down to one of the other ways that people think like an employee instead of thinking like a business owner. You see, there's more than one legal structure for compensating somebody for work. Yes, an employee is definitely the most common way of paying somebody, whether it's hourly or by salary. You give somebody a specific job, normally they're gonna come to an office or a workplace, and they're gonna follow very specific instructions. However, there's also other avenues to legally pay people for work, such as a contractor or a salesperson. Sometimes people are paid commission only, so you need to think creatively about how you could pay other people before you have the option of paying a full-time employee to make sure that you could get work done. Now, I do gotta say, when it comes to things like hiring people as contractors, you really need to look at the laws in the area in which you live. Often there's very specific laws about what makes an employee and what makes a contractor, and sometimes people will hire people as contractors, but really the law would look at those people as employees because of the requirements that's being given by the business. That said, there is definitely a lot of flexibility if you really think creatively about how to start your business where you could be paying contractors to take care of the things that you need, and that way you're paying people, especially at the beginning when your business has little cash flow. You could be paying them out of profits, meaning when a customer pays you, then the contractor automatically gets paid as well. So when it comes to starting a business, I find that so often people are having the problem of thinking like an employee instead of an owner, and the problems that they have are really problems in their mind. They're problems of not thinking creatively enough and not thinking like an owner. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always guys, thank you for taking the time to watch, and don't forget to subscribe.